Hello everyone. Based on the importance of Consumer Guarantees Act 1993 for businesses, our team will introduce the essence of this bill to small and medium-sized enterprises in several parts. We will start with the Act first, and then explain it with the impacts on practice. The first part is who the CGA applies to. The CGA only applies to consumers. But this consumers is not only limited to individual consumers that we saw in our daily life. We will explain the definition later. It could be anyone else who's in trade, such as a business or a supplier who supplies goods and services.
It's important to know what a consumer is. Here's the definition of a consumer. According to Section 2 of Consumer Guarantee Act 1993, consumer means a person who acquires from a supplier goods or services for personal, domestic, or household use or consumption, and doesn't acquire the goods or services for the purpose of resupplying them in trade, consuming them in the process of production or manufacture, or in the case of goods, repairing or trading in trade other goods or fixtures online. CGA gives consumers guarantees about those goods and services. Let's focus on the guarantees in respect of the supply of goods first. These include guaranteeing as to delivery, acceptable quality of goods, fitness for particular purpose, guaranteeing that goods complete with description and sample, guaranteeing as to price and as to repairs and spare parts. Moreover, there are guarantees with regard to supply of services, including guaranteeing as to reasonable care and skill, fitness for particular purpose, time of completion, and guaranteeing as to price as well.
But what will happen if consumers found your guarantees were breached? When the fraud can be fixed, then the consumer can require you to repair. Above that, you need to pay for the consequential loss generated from this fraud. But attention, only when the loss is foreseeable and reasonable. If you failed to fix it or took too long, consumers can fix them elsewhere and obtain the cost from you. Otherwise, they can reject the goods or cancel the service contract. When the fraud cannot be fixed or the failure is of substantial character, consumers still have two options. One is to reject and cancel. The other one is to seek compensation for the reduction in the value of the goods. But what is failure of substantial character? A failure of substantial character exists either when goods or services obviously depart from the description, or totally unfit the common purpose of these kinds of goods or services, or when they are unsafe. Now, do you want to get rid of CGA? Well, you need a contract. Contracting out is possible, but there are restrictions. Most importantly, it's only possible in B2B transactions. If you met all the criteria, congratulations, the CGA will get away.
The practical consequences of the Consumer Guarantees Act for business practices. Consumers are protected when products and services are provided by business. If small and medium enterprises' products or services have flaws, consumers are covered by the Consumer Guarantees Act, which establishes minimum guarantees that extend to all goods and services and enables consumers to demand redress. To comply with the Consumer Guarantees Act's obligations, a small business must take certain measures. All companies that sell goods must have products of acceptable quality and make sure that orders are delivered on time. If the company sells services, it must provide services that are performed with good skill and care. Customers may seek redress from companies if they fail to fulfill one of these guarantees, such as a repair, reward, or refund. A company would be a buyer except for these situations. First, resupplying trade. Second, manufacture. The third one is repairing or trading other products or fixtures online in trade. The last part is about contract out. A supplier cannot actually include a clause to this effect in the terms of their trade on the back of their invoice to contract of the Consumer Guarantees Act. The exclusion clause must be included in a contract or written agreement signed by the business user. So the Consumer Guarantees Act is very important for any business. Thank you for your listening.